My next order of business for the Wikipedia cell site is to add this contents box that I see here. And it looks like it has a gray border and maybe a list in it. So let's get started. I'll scroll down and it looks like it belongs here. So I'm going to insert a layout object, not an AP div. Insert layout objects div tag. And I'm going to give it an ID of div contents. And I will next copy all of the contents. And when I paste, I want to do an edit, paste special, text only, and then come in here and get rid of all these special characters and hit return after I delete each of those special characters to put the item on a new line by itself. Like such. Then I can come back and select all of my text and go down to the property inspector and hit the unordered list button, and bam, I have a list. Next, I'm going to grab 1.1 through 1.6, come down to the property inspector and indent those items, and bam, I've got an indented list now. Alright, let's go about changing the division and adding a gray border and making it about 300 pixels wide. So if I grab that border of the division, or if I come down to the tag selector and I click on this div contents, I can go over to the CSS styles panel, which by the way, if you don't see, is under window CSS styles. Okay, once you've found it, there's a little plus on a piece of paper for a new CSS rule. You click it, and Dreamweaver is context sensitive. It knows that you're inside of a division called div cell site. I don't need that. Really, all I want to use as a selector is this particular contents division. So here it is, div contents. I hit OK. Now I'm in the CSS dialog, and I can go to my list. Oh no, I'm sorry, I want to do the box, and I want to do the width of about 300 pixels, and I can apply, and I can see the changes happen behind me. And I want to do a border all the way around for a solid, thin, and we'll choose one of these grays, and if I apply it, I can see it happen behind the scenes. And on the inside, under the box model, under the box category, I definitely want to have some padding here. And so I will do 0.5, no, I'm going to do 1 ems and apply that. In fact, I don't want it for everything. I think I just want it on the left. Oops. Now, I got out of that. Look at what I can do in the CSS styles panel. Here it is, div contents. If I double click, I can get back in. Go back to the box model category and deselect same for all. And I really just want a left margin of 1 em, or a left padding of 1 em. You can see that it moves the contents away from the edge of the screen here. And that's good. Okay, I want to take the bullet away from this list. So I'm going to select the unordered lists in the tag selector. Okay, and click on the plus to create a new CSS rule. And that's too specific. I don't want that as a selector, but I do want inside of div contents where I have an unordered list. That's what I want to use as a selector. So I hit OK. And I can go to the list category and choose list style type none. Apply it, and I can watch my list stuff go away. Okay, and the last thing that I need to do here is center my contents. And I've tried to do that earlier and I had a little bit of trouble with it. I'm going to leave that one to you to figure out. But there is a text-align property. So what I'm saying here is you can put it in a span or with an ID, or you can use a class to center it if you think you're going to center anything else in your page. But I'll let you figure out how to bold and center the contents. Okay, the next thing that you would want to do is you are expected to have most of these links, probably down to the C also. So you need to go add those items to your page. So let's see what we have here. We have an H2 with an ID of operation. I can see that in the tag selector here. There's this little span, right? Operation. So guess what I could do? This is pretty slick. I'm going to select this text, and in the property inspector there's a little target, and I can click it and drag to operation and just release. Look at what it does. Dreamweaver creates a link, and if I look down in the link field, it's pointing to something called pound div operations. It's pointing to that division. So when I click it, this is the point that I'll go to on the page. Let's try it again with the range. I select range and I point to file. And I need to go down the page so I can kind of move my cursor down toward the bottom of the page, and the page will scroll for me, and there's a range. So here's the deal. If I did not ID this H3, then it's not going to point to it. And I'll show you a quick way you can do that. Here's my H3 in the tag selector, and if I right click, I can do a quick tag editor. No, I don't want to wrap a tag. Code Navigator. Nope, should have been quick tag editor. Okay, well, it's not coming up, so we'll just do this. We will go into the code, and for that H3, make an ID, and we'll just call it range. So now, when I click on my text and point to range, I can see the link is made to it. Okay, so that'll get you through all of the links here and through the completion of your contents division.